Alright, if you want to make an ear oil is very useful in preventative situations. If you have a pandemic that's going through, or let's just say the neighborhood has a bunch of ear infections going through, or the house has ear infections, people getting ear infections, and it's going through the house, you can put these in everybody's ears every night. And ear oil can be used not only in the ears, but it can be used on the glands, because the garlic infused into it is really awesome, especially if it's infused into an E3 oil. You can also put it onto the bottoms of feet. So what's an E3 oil? You have, I guess I better explain step one. Step one is, if you just want a basic oil, you're going to chop up garlic like we were chopping before, and you put the garlic into the jar, cover it about an inch over. This is about an inch of oil above the herbs that are in here. Cover it an inch over, and you let that sit in a sunny windowsill. And you can actually just cover it with cheesecloth and tighten the ring of your jar lids. Some of them come with separate rings. You just let it sit there in the windowsill for about at least a week, and then you can strain it, and that makes a really good garlic oil. Another way that I found to make that garlic oil like really fast when I ran out and I needed some that night is I dumped the whole amount into a blender. It has to be a high-speed blender like I have, like a Vitamix or a Blendtec or something super pulverizing, and it will liquefy the garlic into the oil that you have and make an instant oil. It's not recommended unless you're kind of in a rut. This really is the ideal way of making it. So step one, or phase one of a basic ear oil, is just a garlic oil. And once you've strained it, it's fabulous for a lot of things, right? Step two is to make what's called an E3 oil, which includes garlic, and it would be garlic chopped up to here. The actual recipe is 2 ounces of fresh garlic placed into a pint jar, and 0.25 ounces that you're going to weigh of mullein flowers. We didn't have flowers, so we substituted the leaves. It really is better with the flower when the flower is in season. And 0.1 or 1/10 of an ounce of dried lobelia. Did you know that if you take 3 parts of mullein and 1 part of lobelia, that is the glandular formula? So look at this. We have Hurdy tincturing the glandular formula in a garlic oil, and it's going to be used in the ears, but it is fabulous as a basic glandular because it has the 3 parts mullein, the 1 part lobelia, and then it has the antibiotic properties of your amazing garlic in there. And if you were to put that on a swollen gland, it's an antibiotic rub directly on it. And the mullein and lobelia takes the swelling and things down, which is quite brilliant. So the E3 oil is what we made. You just have to strain it. There's lots of chopped garlic inside of all of those leaves that were infused. And this is just your basic herbal oil. And so the directions say let sit in a sunny window for 5 days, then strain. Optional is to then add some essential oils. So phase 3 is to take your E3 oil and make it into the recipe that's very similar to what's called Wally's ear oil. And the Wally's ear oil is found at health food stores, and it actually smells better and it works a little bit better. That's for those who are okay with putting essential oils into the ears with the proper dilution. You do not ever put a straight essential oil into the ears. Even 1 drop is too strong and it will burn out the ear canal. It is not a good idea. But if you're putting 1 drop in a large amount, it's like putting 1/100th or 1/10, some of them, or so if you can imagine what 1/100th of a drop would be like, and it's already in a carrier oil, it is safe at that rate. And so the recipe says that to this, this is 6 ounces of olive oil that was used. In this recipe, you would add 5 drops of tea tree oil, 5 drops of eucalyptus essential oil, and just 3 drops of lavender essential oil, and that would make something similar to the Wally's ear oil, and that's kind of your phase 3. And it really boosts it up, and let me tell you, when you rub that on glands, it works even better with the essential oils, and when you're putting it in the ears, it is an even better antibiotic for the ears. Keep in mind, this is the external application, this oil, and so class, what do we need to do whenever there's an infection?
External and internal.
External and internal, so what will you choose internally to put? The infection formula, exactly. Do a round of the infection formula. For children, sometimes you can use Kitty Well, and that tends to take care of the ear infections in my children by using the Wally's recipe, the Wally's ear oil recipe in ears and wherever they're swelling, and use the Kitty Well internally. So that's your ear oil.